Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that blends international diplomacy, territorial ambitions, and the evolving dynamics of global power struggles: Donald Trump's pursuit of Greenland. On the surface, it might seem like a straightforward push for U.S. territory, but what's really at stake here? Interestingly, this pursuit might actually be cheered on by one of the most unlikely sources: Russia. Let's unpack this geopolitical story and explore its potential implications for global relations. In recent months, Donald Trump reignited his old interest in Greenland, a resource-rich island that sits strategically between the Arctic Ocean and the North Atlantic. Trump's statements, notably on his Truth Social platform, echoed his past ambition from his first presidential term to purchase Greenland from Denmark. But why Greenland? Trump argues that controlling the island is crucial for U.S. economic and national security, given its rich natural resources, especially rare earth minerals, and potential shipping routes that could open up due to melting ice in the Arctic. However, his renewed comments about Greenland being essential for the U.S. have sparked outrage in Denmark, which governs Greenland as an autonomous territory. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen called Trump's remarks absurd back in 2019 when they were first made, and similar sentiments were echoed by Greenland's Prime Minister Mute Egede recently, who stated firmly, "We are not for sale." While Denmark and Greenland push back against Trump's territorial ambitions, the rhetoric coming from Russia is surprisingly supportive. Kremlin-aligned pundits, including political commentator Vladimir Solovyov, have praised Trump's stance, framing it as a validation of Russia's own expansionist ambitions. Solovyov even suggested that Trump's desire to own Greenland essentially gives Russia a green light to reclaim former Soviet territories, including the Baltic states of Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. But why would Russia cheer on Trump's proposal? In short, Trump's aggressive rhetoric about territorial expansion could be seen as a tacit endorsement of Russia's actions in Ukraine and other parts of its so-called sphere of influence. After all, Russia has already shown it is willing to flout international law, as evidenced by its invasion of Ukraine in 2022. In this context, Trump's comments about using force to take Greenland resonate with Putin's vision of global politics, where might is right. Max Hess, a fellow at the Foreign Policy Research Institute, pointed out that Russian state media and propagandists have been quick to support Trump's words, as they align with Moscow's own territorial ambitions. Essentially, Trump's actions could embolden Russia to push its agenda further, knowing that some of its actions are being legitimized by a major global figure like Trump. The geopolitical implications. The relationship between territorial expansion and geopolitical influence is nothing new, but Trump's statements challenge the status quo of international diplomacy. By suggesting that countries like Greenland, Panama, and even Canada could fall under U.S. control, Trump challenges long-held norms about national sovereignty. This rhetoric could further undermine international institutions like the United Nations, NATO, and the European Union, as it promotes a world where global power dynamics are decided by force or unilateral action. Timothy Ash, an emerging market strategist, warned that Trump's comments could diminish NATO's credibility and support for collective defense among its member states, especially as the alliance tries to manage Russia's aggression in Ukraine. For Russia, Trump's position could offer a strategic advantage, with the U.S. effectively validating the idea of spheres of influence, territories controlled by great powers based on geopolitical interests. Russia may feel encouraged to extend its influence in regions like Eastern Europe, the Arctic, and even beyond. In fact, Russia has already been ramping up its military presence in the Arctic in recent years, seeking to assert dominance over the region as global interest in the area grows. While this geopolitical chess game plays out on the global stage, it's important to understand why Greenland holds such value. The island is strategically located, offering potential military and economic advantages to any nation that controls it. The U.S. has long had a military presence there, with installations dating back to World War II, and its importance has only grown with the increasing accessibility of the Arctic due to climate change. Greenland's vast natural resources, including minerals essential for modern technology, make it even more valuable in today's global economy. Denmark, however, remains steadfast in its opposition to any attempt to buy Greenland, asserting its right to self-determination. Copenhagen has already committed to strengthening its military presence in Greenland, particularly in light of the shifting geopolitical landscape in the Arctic. So, what does the future hold? As Trump's rhetoric on territorial expansion continues to gain traction among his supporters, it could have significant implications for global politics. If other countries, particularly Russia and China, interpret Trump's stance as a call for greater territorial assertion, we could see more geopolitical instability. The message that might is right could embolden authoritarian leaders worldwide, leading to a more fractured, dangerous international order. At the same time, the US might find itself increasingly isolated from its European allies. NATO, which relies on collective defense principles, could be tested by actions that challenge the integrity of national borders. The global community will need to decide whether to push back against this kind of rhetoric or allow it to reshape international norms. To wrap up, Donald Trump's pursuit of Greenland may seem like an isolated issue, but its geopolitical ramifications extend far beyond the Arctic island. The endorsement from Russia highlights the broader implications of Trump's rhetoric on global power dynamics, territorial sovereignty, and international law. As this story continues to unfold, it will be crucial for both US leaders and the international community to consider the long-term impact of these ideas on global stability. What do you think? Should the US pursue Greenland, or is this a dangerous precedent for territorial expansion? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful geopolitical analysis.